Apareceu, apareceu.
Apareceu aí na janelinha?
Apareceu transmitir ao vivo aí.
Tá, mas a imagem tá aparecendo aí na janelinha ali do canto superior esquerdo. A imagem que vai ser transmitida depois.
Já comecei aqui, deixa eu pegar aqui. Deixa eu pegar o link aqui. Lilian.
Você consegue projetar a tela da Cordicom lá do YouTube?
Vou
Das
fazer.
configurações? Só para ver se tá tudo certinho, que eu fico mais tranquilo. Essa é do Zoom, tá? Deixa essa demo um instantinho, Rogério, por favor, só para eu verificar. Tudo certo, tudo certo. Então, depois chegar na hora do evento, é só clicar ali no botão vermelho, ali em cima no canto superior direito.
Quê?
Não, lá em cima tem no- quando chegar o momento para transmitir, na tela anterior que você estava, tem um botão vermelho lá em cima. Você estava na tela essa tela ali. Aquele botãozão vermelho, eu acho que é transmitir ao vivo, alguma coisa assim. Aí, quando você clicar ali, você automaticamente está transmitindo no YouTube. Por enquanto,
Já está aparecendo no YouTube aqui. Já está
ah, então
aparecendo.
tá bom. Que aí, assim, não, beleza. Então tá certinho, então tá encaminhado. Rogério, eu vou precisar me desconectar então, mas eu vi que tá encaminhado, vai dar tudo certinho, tá?
Tá bom. Obrigadão, Antônio. Abração aí.
Nada, boa sorte aí, valeu. Tchau, Mariana, valeu.
É. Eu nem mexi, tá tudo ligado. Eu nem mexi em nada para não dar problema. Mas a ideia é botar a câmera mais para frente. So, and also, you have to use the microphone. You have to, because without the microphone, ask you won't listen. Som. Okay.
Igor Godinho, do you know this student?
Yes, yes.
He has been admitted or nominated by your school, right?
Yes,
In the
he
framework of the
was, but
project?
I don't know to where he was. I have to check but I know
Maybe
the
I can
students.
discuss with Jan.
Igor. Yes, Igor, yes.
How we do, maybe we got.
You remember that I have a 100 students in my,
Yeah, because he contacted me, he wanted to meet me because he has been nominated, and I have the letter
yes, yes.
of your
I
school.
remember now, because I remember. Yeah, he wants to go inside of. And Igor said that he wants to go to
And it's not in the framework, it's in the framework of IMT.
No, it's the framework of Black Tech.
Already?
We disclosed it, yes, because I remember that, I don't know if he applied during the double degree of the IMT,
I don't know.
but for sure.
Do you know Igor? Thank you so much. Because everyone who went to their own interesting, you know, the contact of them. In me, for and for 2 years.
And in the class, you have to check the student people for one more semester.
Okay.
They have never
But it's not, so it's not for the double degree. Because there is another question from outside that I told you, either we choose to come for 1 year or 1 year and a half.
Okay.
Or 2 years, we cannot transform, you know.
Okay, I got it, we got it.
You get it now?
Yeah.
He wanted to meet me, that's very why he sent me an
Okay.
email to meet me.
I can talk. So I can talk to you.
I just gave him my WhatsApp.
Okay.
So he has now my WhatsApp.
During the presentation, I tried to chat with him through the WhatsApp.
If it's
And then,
possible.
okay, for sure. But at this moment, as we didn't know what could, in my mind, if we don't apply for the double degree because we had already gone in the past. At the first moment, he was nominated for the 1 year mobility. Okay. There is or there's 1 year mobility or double degree.
Yeah.
No.
So just to tell you, I sent an email in my school telling that Igor will be nominated for 2 years.
Okay.
Just to be sure that we will be able to ask for an extension of the Graphitek. Now, if it comes for 1 year, it's okay as well.
I'm not the coordinator of the information, but the information by itself go to the course coordinators. To the main course coordinator, because so sometimes I have a delay of the
With many different
Exactly.
information.
So I have to check this with TAPS. If it's not possible anymore for the student to ask for 1 more semester, the scholarship of TAPS is for 1 year.
Yes,
To always follow it. And the student may ask for, okay, I want 1 more semester.
That's the reason why I took the responsibility to tell that he will be nominated for 2 years.
Okay.
If he stays 1 year, we don't care. But at least he will be able to
Excellent.
have extension.
I think we can work on this. Number
Yeah.
4, 2 years, and then
This is what I want to do. Each
Sure.
time, 2 years, and
that's for TAPS. It's important because in the acceptance letter must be the whole time of the students. That's how CAPS calculates how many months of school exactly. Okay. Vou começar, tá? Lívia, vou começar. Pessoal, bom dia a todos, tá? Obrigado pela presença de todo mundo. Hoje a gente vai ter a apresentação das escolas do IP Paris, que fazem parte do nosso projeto Brafitec. O projeto Brafitec, do qual essas escolas fazem parte, eles são coordenados aqui na Escola Politécnica pela professora Lilian, tá? Que está ali. Depois ela vai falar um pouquinho no final, a gente vai poder tirar as dúvidas. Temos 2 professores aqui, um representando a ENSTA, eles vão se apresentar depois, outro representando a Telecom Sul de Paris. O professor Naviner não pôde estar presente, que representa a Telecom Paris, né? São 2 telecoms diferentes, Telecom Paris e Telecom Sul de Paris, mas eles podem falar, tem toda a autoridade para falar sobre as escolas de uma forma geral. São 2 coisas diferentes. O programa de mobilidade com essas escolas da IP Paris, isso existe independente de ter bolsa ou não. É uma parceria que a UFRJ tem, não só a Escola Politécnica, o Instituto de Matemática também participa. Basicamente, hoje é matemática e Escola Politécnica, tá? Mas é uma parceria da UFRJ como um todo, a gente apenas coordena isso. O projeto Brafitec, que é o que possui as bolsas, isso é um programa da Escola Politécnica, tá? Ele tem um tema, tem um montão de coisinha lá, vários detalhes que limitam as nossas operações em relação à bolsa. O que tem de importante, esse ano foi o primeiro ano do projeto e sobraram bolsas, tá? Não só nesse projeto, a Escola Politécnica hoje tem 10 projetos ativos, 2 são compartilhados com o Macaé, outros são exclusivos nossos, e em quase todos os projetos nós tivemos dificuldade de conseguir alunos que pudessem receber a bolsa, por diferentes motivos. O principal foi que poucos alunos se candidataram. Então, a gente abriu um edital Brafitec com mais de 30 bolsas e tivemos menos do que 30 inscritos. Não estou falando nem dos aprovados, estou falando dos inscritos. Então, se preparem, porque esse segundo semestre, 2024/2, nós vamos abrir o edital Brafitec novamente, né, uma nova chamada. Nós vamos abrir o edital de duplo diploma do Instituto Politécnico de Paris. E os alunos aprovados no duplo diploma podem se candidatar à bolsa, tá? Os editais, eles não abrem a bolsa, os editais, eles abrem as vagas. Os alunos que recebem as vagas são candidatos automáticos às bolsas, tá? Então, o edital não seleciona bolsa. Se você for aprovado, você ganhou a vaga. Você tem o direito de estudar lá na universidade, tendo a bolsa ou não. Alguns alunos têm condições, né, de custear o próprio intercâmbio, até porque estão se preparando desde que entraram aqui. Muitos de vocês provavelmente me ouviram falar na palestra de abertura dos calouros. Há 1 ano atrás, há 2 anos atrás, há 3 anos atrás, todo ano a gente fala a mesma coisa. Tá? Então, a ideia é que hoje vocês estejam preparados para poder, né, não tendo a possibilidade da bolsa, fazer o intercâmbio da mesma forma. Eu vou passar a palavra para os professores. A ideia é fazer a apresentação e deixar as perguntas para o final, tá bom? Vamos?
Ok. Ok. Bom dia. Hello, everybody. Não falo português. So we will switch quickly to English. So I introduce myself, Sébastien Raymond. I am the head of international affairs at ENSTA, one of the schools of Institut Polytechnique de Paris. And Stéphane Mack is with me today. He's the vice director of international affairs at Télécom Sud Paris School at the right. And unfortunately, one of our colleagues should be here today, Jean-François from Télécom Paris, but he couldn't fly to Brazil. So we will make the presentation also for his school. Okay? So we will speak about double degree opportunities in our 3 schools. And maybe the first question that you can ask yourself is, why should I do a double degree program? This is a true question. And I guess that if you are so many this morning, maybe you already know the answer. So actually, first thing you have to know is in engineering in France, there is a lot of investment to provide a high level of education. So entering a double degree program in engineering is you are sure that you will be provided with the best practices in teaching and doing research in the French engineering system. Second, you get to study in 2 different countries, develop your international skills. Why is it important? Well, you will mostly, all of you will become engineers in the future. And as an engineer, the companies that will hire you expect you to have international skills. Because as an engineer, you will not work all alone in your office. You will work with other engineers in Brazil, in the world. And if you get to have this experience of living abroad, checking how in France we teach engineering, checking how people think, checking how people are working. This is a huge asset for you then to contribute to the development of your company, and you will be able to work with engineers in the entire world. So it's really a great experience and a great opportunity to develop your international skills. It's also a way to develop your network, your social network. It's a way to make friends, but also professional network, because your mates in engineering will become your future colleagues or colleagues in other companies. And nowadays, we know that most of the job offers stay in the network, in a closed network. They are not open or known everywhere. So to be part of a network of alumni, of prestigious alumni, is a way also to access very interesting career development. It will also give you an advantage. Imagine in the future you would like to do a PhD, to participate in a PhD program. Having this double degree background is a huge asset if one professor has to choose in between 2 students for a PhD program. So now, why would you choose France? So France is known for the excellence of its higher education system. You probably know France about some of the clichés, some of the food, baguette, and so on. But in France, we not only have culture and good food, we also have good science, good innovation ecosystem. The French language is also an interesting language because it is not only spoken in France. It's also spoken like in countries like Belgium, in the whole African continent, in Canada. So actually, this is also a way to access a more global market and a more global market of job offers. So now about Paris. Paris is very central to Europe, actually. So you can see it's here. From Paris, you can go anywhere in Europe. In less than 2 hours, you have changed to another country. In 1 hour by train, you reach London. In 3 hours by train, you reach Barcelona. In 1 hour by train, you reach Brussels, Amsterdam. And then from here to even to Turkey, to Istanbul, it's like 2 hours and 30 minutes. So it has a very central position. Additionally, Paris area is also the main R&D region, R&D hub in the entire Europe. And half of the international students in France are located in Paris area, where you can find also a huge concentration of laboratories and companies. So now I'm going to introduce you with Institut Polytechnique de Paris. We will speak about IP Paris now in this presentation. This is our campus. It is located 20 kilometers south to Paris. So it is not Paris downtown, it is in the suburbs. And this campus is more or less 2.5 kilometers long, on which you will find not only the schools, but also centers of innovation, student housing, and companies. We have companies directly on the campus, and it works as a research and technology center. Oops. Sorry for this. Yeah, now it works. So now, how can one evaluate the quality of a university? Well, you can use one thing that is one indicator. These are the world ranking. And in the QS World University Ranking, Institut Polytechnique de Paris ranks 38. And for example, in math, we are 14th in the world, engineering and technology, 21st in the world, and so on. So it's a very high-level research that is conducted at IP Paris. One very interesting ranking also, it's the graduate employability ranking, in which we are 12th in the world and first in France. This is an indicator showing how the companies are recognizing the value of the graduates of Institut Polytechnique de Paris. This is the annual gross salary of an engineer from our schools. So it's at the upper level for after engineering education in France. IP Paris is also a very international higher education institution with more than 30% international professors and more than 40% international students. So it is a very international campus. At IP Paris, we do interdisciplinary research. We have more than 30 laboratories, pretty big laboratories. More than 1,000 PhD students as well. It's a lot of research that is done there. And a high level of entrepreneurship. A lot of our students are like creating their own startup. And this is supported by the schools that are helping the students to, do innovation projects and create their companies. So now I will speak about the diplôme d'ingénieur. So as you see, ingénieur, it's very similar to the Brazilian word. there is a difference in between the Brazilian engineer and the French engineer. In France, this is a master's degree, equivalent to a maestria, not to graduation. So the advantage of doing a double degree is that not only you get your Brazilian graduation, but you also get a French engineering degree at a level of maestria. Second thing, it's a very selective system in France to enter engineering studies. Students will have different steps of selection before entering. I will show you just after. Then it's based on the multidisciplinary education. What does it mean? It means that whatever your major, mechanics, electrical engineering, computer engineering, mathematical engineering, on your diploma, it will be written ingénieur. It's a generalist diploma, meaning that it's a super huge opportunity to work in any field you would like to work. Yesterday evening, we were meeting with an alumni from UFRJ and ENSTA. He was doing mechanics here, engineering mechanics. At ENSTA, he did some robotics and artificial intelligence, and today he is working as an engineer in artificial intelligence. He's not doing any more mechanics. And this is greatly thanks to this diploma, this training that we provide that is generalist education. It's pretty similar. It's pretty different from what you have here, but it's also a huge advantage to have this double competence. Soft skills are very important, such as communication, such as critical thinking. Well, to be a good engineer, for example, in artificial intelligence, it's very good, but it's not enough. As an engineer, you have to think about your contribution to the society, the impact of what you are doing on the society. And so in our schools, you will have to be in a situation in which you will think about that. Think about the sustainability of the different processes, of the different decisions that you could take as an engineer. It's part of the training. International skills, international competences are very important as well. That's why we are very keen on admitting international students in our schools, but also the French students doing engineering, they must go abroad at least one semester during their education. It's not for them an option, they must do it. And it's because for them as well, it's important to develop these international skills. It's good for their employability in the future. In our schools, we also have a very strong interaction with companies. Companies play 3 roles with engineering schools. First, they contribute to education. It means that there are experts from companies giving classes to the students so that the students are in contact with the needs of the companies. Companies are also financing research projects, and then companies are coming into schools in order to hire the engineers or the future engineers and propose them some internship or some job offers, because in France, there is a huge need of engineers. And then it's possible, after doing an engineering education, to do a PhD. And well, depending on the schools, there are in between 10 and 25% of the students, of the graduates, who are doing a PhD. On this slide, you have both systems. On the left, that's the Brazilian engineering education with the 5 years program. On the right-hand side, that is a French system with 2 years. These first 2 years are not done in the schools. They are done in some specific institutions that we call preparatory classes, in which the students will study intensively physics, advanced physics and advanced mathematics. At the end of these 2 years, the French students will take a national competitive entrance, a little bit like vestibular or NEA, these kind of things, but a little bit later here. And depending on their national ranking, they can access the very best schools. At IP Paris, our schools are part of the top 10 of more than 180 engineering schools in France. So it's very competitive to get in the school. For Brazilian students, how does it work? Well, the Brazilian students can take the admission process at the beginning, at the end of their fifth semester. So after a minimum of 5 semesters, they can apply in September. And if they are admitted, they will come 1 year after in France, after 7 semester minimum. So after 7 semester, the Brazilian student is entering here a program of 2 years. 2 years in France, and then getting back to Brazil to complete the curriculum, usually at least for a semester. And it's only when both curriculum are completed that you will receive at the same time the 2 degrees, double degree, so double recognition of the success in the 2 institutions. And so at the end of the day, you will obtain the Diplôme d'ingénieur, which is an equivalent of a Master of Science in Engineering. Is it clear so far? In case you have questions, you can raise your hands and, well, we can discuss. So now what are the requirements? What do we expect from you to be able to apply? So you have to study in science or engineering here at UFRJ, either at la Poli or Institut Computação or Institut Matematica, because we have double degree agreements with these institutes or schools. You have to have a good background in math and physics, because in France, even though you do computer science or computer engineering, even though you do mechanics, there are a lot of math. At the moment you apply, you don't need to speak any word of French. But if you are accepted, you commit to learn French and reach the B1 level before the end of June. And even earlier, if you want to be eligible for the Tech scholarship, you have to reach the B1 at the end of April, May. And then something very important, you have to be nominated by your university. It means that for you, you have to apply to the editor, internal editor, and at the same time apply to on our platform. And at the end, we will compare the applicants list and the nomination list. In case you are not approved by UFRJ, by your university of origin, we will not consider your application. So for entering our schools in September 2025, this is the schedule. The application platform will open very soon at the beginning of next week until September 29th. So you can check the platform, the content of the documents we will ask you. We will ask you a CV, motivation letter, ranking certificate, transcripts. Well, it's pretty all. Motivation letter is very important. To write it, it's a statement of purpose. You have to go on the website of the schools, check the content of the courses, and think what you would like to do. If in the application letter you just say, I want to become an engineer in mechanics, it's not enough. We want to know what you want to do with your degree, what kind of area you would like to work in. How would you like to contribute to the development of engineering and science? Then September 29th, we compare the nomination list from the university and the applications. And on October 7th, we will disclose the results, eligible, non-eligible. If you are not eligible, maybe because you were not nominated, maybe because your grades are not enough for us. If you are eligible, you will receive an invitation for an online interview in between October 11th and October 31st. There is no test. It's no science test. It's just a motivation interview. And during half an hour, you will have to convince us that you are the good candidate for our school, that your project is clear and clearly makes the combination of the Brazilian and the French program. One thing as well, when you apply, you don't need recommendation letters. But, however, you will have to give the names of professors that you are taking courses with, professors that are like leading your scientific initiation project, for example. Just give their name and their email address. And on October 7th, sorry, they will receive an invitation to fill in a form and give the recommendations. In this case, always good to tell your professors that, oh, by the way, I will give your name to be my referee. But no need of a letter. Then you will have to rank the schools. I will give you the floor just after. You have to rank the schools. What does it mean? Imagine you apply both at ENSTA and Telecom. We expect you to have a preference. So you can say, I would like to prefer to go to Telecom. I would like to go to ENSTA second position. And when we will give the admission results, you will get only one result, not from the two schools, but from the best school ranked in which you are admitted. And we will respect your choice. You know what's good for you. And so we disclose the admission results on November 15, and then, well, it lets you some time to learn French until B1 level and to prepare everything, do the paperwork. You had a question.
How many tutors for the email? Tutor, professor.
You will have to give in between 2 and 4 names, 2 minimum, and up to 4. Something else, we have no quota. If there are 10 students with excellent background, we will admit 10. If it's only 5, it's only 5, but there is no limitation for us. So now about something that is very important. It's about the cost of living in France. You have to prepare again to do this experience abroad. First thing about the tuition fees. Our schools are public schools. However, in France, in public schools, there are some tuition fees. These are indicated here for non-European students and here for French and European students. However, for double degree students, we cancel the tuition fees. But the double degree students must pay some administrative fees. So the amount is indicated here, and depending on the school, it's not organized the same way. At ENSTA, you pay each year a little bit, and at Telecoms and Telecom Sud Paris, you pay only on the second year, but more or less it's similar amount for the 2 years. However, if you get a Brafitech scholarship or EFL scholarship, you pay 0. About cost of living in France, you need a budget of estimated in between 800 and 900 euros per month. With this, you can live decently and focus on your studies. Because you have to know one thing, in French engineering education, there is no time to have a part-time job. Impossible. You have lectures every time, every day. You have dedicated slots for sports, association, student life, and languages, but all this is compulsory. However, something interesting is that internship of more than 2 months must be paid. In France, you cannot take an intern without paying the intern. And it's minimum by law of 600 euros a month. During a double degree program, you will spend at least 6 months during internship. So you don't need 800-900 euros per month during 24 months, but only like 18-17 months. So it's not the same time in terms of preparing your budget. About the scholarship, with UFRJ, and for the ones who are like listening to us in UNESP, we have a Brafitex program. So each university is making its selection each year based on its criterion. We also provide EFL Excellence Scholarship. It is a very competitive process, but each year we are able to have candidates from UFRJ to get EFL Scholarship. So Gabriel is here. He's the lucky one for this year. And we also have scholarship inside the schools. In the telecom schools, it's a scholarship from their foundation. At Enstad is our social scholarship. It means that for the very good students, we also provide scholarship to students who do not have a family that is rich enough to support them abroad. We don't want a student in a social environment in which he is not supported, not to be able to go abroad. So if you are excellent in any form, you will get some help. Now about the content of our education. In both, let's say that both telecom schools are schools of the digital. So they provide education in computer science, artificial intelligence, ICT, applied math, physics, innovation, entrepreneurship. At Enstad, this is the same, plus additional fields such as energy, nuclear energy, engineering mechanics, and applications in the fields of transport. So now we will present you briefly the 3 schools, starting with Enstad, which is my school. So Enstad is the oldest engineering school in France. It was created in 1741. At the origin, it was a school of naval engineering. They were building the royal vessels for the King of France. Today, naval engineering is only like few % of the activity. We put emphasis on diversity, gender diversity. I see many girls here. It's super important that girls and women contribute to science and engineering, because it's required, it's needed by the society and it's needed by the companies. You cannot have a society relying only on male engineers. So at Enstad, we support women in science, we support women in engineering. We also support social and international diversity. We have more than 28% international students. Brazilian students are the second community at Enstad. First is Tunisian, second Brazilian. Last year, we admitted 25 Brazilian students. So it's a whole community inside the student community. In terms of the national ranking, we are top ranked in among the more than 180 engineering schools. We have a rich ecosystem of partners, more than 10,000 alumni, more than 100 partner companies, more than 30 double degree agreements. and also 2 campuses abroad. We have 1 campus in Tunis and 1 campus in Shanghai, where we have currently 600 students studying engineering in French in China. In terms of research, these are the fields of application of the research conducted at ENSTA: transports and mobility, so aeronautics, naval, and so on, vehicle engineering, applications in energy. We have people doing applied mathematics or doing computing applied to energy systems, for example, modelization of smart grids and so on. Defense and security, health as well. People working, for example, in image analysis, image processing for diagnosis. And in terms of education, there are like 4 main fields of application of the education: transportation, especially smart and sustainable mobility; energy, renewable, nuclear; artificial intelligence and data science; robotics, cybersecurity; and mathematical engineering, including modeling, finance, optimization, and data science. Now about student life. Student life is very important. It's also part of the development of soft skills, development of your social skills. So we have more than 60 student associations in sport, culture, robotics, science as a whole, etc. We even have a Brazilian student association. Here is their Instagram account, Brensta. So if you want to get information, they are very dynamic as well to answer the different candidates about the school. This is a picture of our campus. This is the main building for teaching and education and research. And here, this is the student residence. These are not dorms. These are more than 400 independent studios. And all international students, when they arrive at school, they have 1 studio expecting them. It's pre-booked for them. So it's an advantage that when they arrive to France, the students do not need to try to find an accommodation. Finally, about the curriculum at ENSTA. So, as I said, students need to reach B1 level in French by the end of June. Students will be asked to arrive to France in July, mid-July, to do a French language internship, 4 weeks. However, this is not general French. This is French for engineers, to help the students to be really well prepared for the scientific courses in French in September. Because it is not the same doing a course in machine learning in French and going to the boulangerie to buy your baguettes. Different vocabulary. This internship is paid by ENSTA fully. So it means that we pay for the course and we pay for the accommodation during the course. The only expenses during these 4 first weeks is just to buy the food and buy the tickets for the public transports. Then the students will start on the campus mid-August with 2 weeks of science revisions to help them to get in and fit in. And then early September, we'll start the academic year. At ENSTA, we propose education in 3 fields, 3 different majors. One is applied mathematics. The second is computer science engineering. The third one is mechanical engineering. During their first semester, the students have a menu. But during the second semester, they will choose a minor, and there will be plenty of elective courses. 2 compulsory courses, 6 optional or elective courses in the second semester. The minors depend on the major. For applied mathematics, the students can choose in between mathematical engineering or mechanical and physical models. Computer science, the students can choose artificial intelligence and cyber physics or software and cyber security. Mechanical engineering, they can choose in between three: sustainable energy, mechanical modeling, smart systems. There are not only science courses during this year, there are also courses in culture, communication, languages, French compulsory, English compulsory, and possibility to take a third foreign language. Applied economics, sports is compulsory as well at ENSTA. Each semester you have to choose one sport among 11. And also some workshops to prepare the future graduates to prepare for the job interviews. Companies coming to at school to make some simulations of interviews. At the end of this year, there is a compulsory research internship. It's more or less 3 months. And this is a dedicated spot. So it means that 15th of May, no more classes, full-time dedicated to internship, which is paid. At the end of this year, the students will choose their specialization. It's a professional specialization. In our case, there are 11, depending on the major of origin. Let's say we are training 3 profiles of engineers: research and innovation, or project engineer, or entrepreneurship. We have a specific program for around 10 students a year. Students who have their project of creating their startup. And during 1 year, they will be helped by professors of the school to build their business plan. It's a way to prepare just before the creation of the startup. And in the last 5 years at ENSTA, the graduates of ENSTA created more than 57 startups in very different areas, from naval engineering to IT. So it's very diverse. In terms of specialization, students in math can choose in between optimization and data science, modeling and simulation, quantitative finance, mathematics for health and environment. Students from computer science, engineering, they can choose robotics and smart autonomous systems, artificial intelligence and data, or cybersecurity. And for mechanical engineering, they can choose smart sustainable mobility, offshore transports and energy structures, sustainable energy, or nuclear power engineering. There is also another option in parallel to the last year to do a master's degree at IP Paris. So some of the master's degrees are open for the students to do so. In this case, it is not a double degree, it's a triple degree. Yes?
Professor, when we select a major and one minor, the specialization which is related, I can choose whenever I want, whichever I want.
If you are from here in red, you can choose in between these 4 in red. However, for example, if you are from mechanical engineering, did mechanical modeling, if you are very good in math, you can also do modeling and simulation. So there are some exceptions. Same for students from mechanics that took smart systems. In some cases, they can be accepted in robotics. Because this robotics here, it's not like mechanical robotics to build a robot. It is like software engineering for and artificial intelligence for robotics. And at the end of the curriculum, there is the engineering internship that lasts in between 5 and 6 months. Most of the students do this internship at a company. And in this case, you will work as a junior engineer. Yes?
If I'm a student from another engineering than these ones, can I still go to the institute? Oh.
Any other question at this stage? So now we will introduce you with Telecom Paris. So Telecom Paris is one of the leading schools in the field of digital in France. They train top-level professionals in digital sciences in 4 different fields: applied math, computer science engineering, physics, electrical engineering, economics, and social sciences. And they train 3 different profiles, what they call the transformers, the entrepreneurs, and the inventors. In terms of research at Telecom, you can do data science and artificial intelligence, digital trust, cybersecurity risk and reliability. This is the Confiança Digital. Mathematical modeling, image and signal processing, human-machine interaction, IoT, networks, digital innovation. They have famous alumni that were creating or co-founding companies like Uber, Siri, LinkedIn, and so on. As you will see at Telecom, there are some programs taught in English. However, you have to reach also the B1 level to enter. Because why? Because actually, to get a French engineering degree, at the end of the 2 years of your double degree program, you will need to get the B2 level. So it can be a bit challenging if you arrive in France without speaking a word of French. Finally, about the curriculum at Telecom Paris. During the first year, the student can choose 2 science study tracks among these ones. Some of them in the fields of data, of math, image processing, in the field of the telecoms, of the networks, market organization and data, and data. So 2 study tracks combined. Then other courses, scientific and technical courses, courses to develop the professional skills, projects, social sciences, languages in between 2 and 3, and Athens week, it's a week that the students can do abroad. So we will go very fast because you have class just after. Yes.
I'm not an engineer. I am a physicist. Currently, I am coursing a bachelor in physics. Are there like any other programs, or am I eligible to this kind of program?
Well, I don't know from UFRJ, but from other universities in Brazil, we also accept applications from people doing bachelor in physics. But in this case, your profile have to make sense. Like, for example, well, we do not do pure physics. So you have to find something in our schools that like fits with your profile. For example, you would like to do artificial intelligence for physics. In this case, it makes sense. You can apply, yeah. You can always apply. Then it's a discussion with your university. For us, it's not a problem. That is the discussion with your course. Yeah. You can. You can. No, you can. And then, so last year is a professional specialization as well with areas such as AI images and data science, fundamental of mathematics, networks, digital systems, innovation, and so on, and also possibility to follow a maestria in another institution. So now about Telecom Sud Paris, so that Stéphane can.
I think we don't have enough time, no? Well, anyway, hello everyone. I know that you have class. It's important because I am also a teacher. I am the Deputy Director of International Relations, but I'm also a full professor in computer engineering. I will not have time to present the presentation. You will have the slides because we will send the slides to the director over there. Okay, so you will be able to check out. I also let some leaflet here about Telecom Sud Paris and our engineering school. So feel free to take one and to contact us for any questions. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna go through the alumni, okay? But you have to know that many of the engineering students coming from Brazil, going through France, and became with the double degrees, some master students, some engineering students as well from Brazil, okay? Some came back in Brazil, some others went in Germany, in UK, in Ireland, and so on. And this is also why we are here with my colleague Sebastian, because we organize some meetings with the alumni and the students from Brazil. We have set 3 meetings with them. Okay. Well, I know it's time. I'm sorry it took lots of time. We have no more time for the questions, but as I said, feel free to send me an email, to Sebastian.
Quem precisar sair para ir para a aula, né, pedir que quiser sair, quem quiser ficar e puder ficar, a gente pode ficar com tempo para as perguntas, tá bom? Deixar a pergunta para passar o microfone. Só. Gente, eu vou iniciar então. Quem puder sair, só para não perder mais tempo, tá? Quem estiver saindo, eu vou passar o microfone. Levanta a mão, por favor, quem tiver dúvida, que aí... Cadê o... Coisa. So, the question and you may answer.
I was searching for Sebastian. He was among the students. I have no idea why, but well, certainly it's good. There is a question over there. Please, feel free.
So hi, about the accommodations, how it is distributed between the different universities of the area? How can you?
No, it's well, it's really clear. All the 3 schools, they have their own accommodations. In ENSTA, for example, when you arrive, all the international students, they will have their own flat, which is really good. Telecom Sud Paris, it's the same. If you are admitted, you come and you have your flat as well, close to the campus. You really can come 3 minutes walking and you are in the classroom. So that's very convenient. For Telecom Paris, you have guiding process with a specific platform on which you have the possibility to have a private apartment. It's much more expensive, I would say, but all the international students, they have also a room. But it's not on the campus. Sometimes you have 10 minutes walking, sometimes you have to take a bus. I don't know if I answered your questions.
So we don't have to request the...
No. You will receive an email as soon as the students are nominated, and then when they are admitted, they will receive an email with all the information and the guiding process.
And is the accommodation available when the vacation periods?
Absolutely, yes, of course. And for the international students, you can have you will have your dorm from the beginning till the end of your stage in France. But sometimes the students, I have to say, because we discussed with some alumni and some other students who were previously in France, after 1 year, they prefer to go, for example, in Paris or whatever. They move. But it's your decision, really.
Hi, good afternoon. We need to pay any more to live in the flat, or the fee that we pay to the university just
No, you will have to pay. Absolutely, you will have to pay, but the price is very low compared to some private residencies. Okay, this is what it was said by Sebastian. For 1 month, you need at least 900 euros. Okay, for the living cost, also for the apartment, for the transportation. 900 is okay.
And I have one more question, but it's about ANSA Paris. A question about ANSA. I'm from electrical engineer in Brazil, but if I go to ANSA, I could do the mechanical engineering Y2. It's the first year in the ANSA. I can do the mechanical engineer and continue the process in mechanical engineering.
It depends. It depends on your transcript. If you apply, for example, as an electrical engineer, if you apply to mechanical engineering, I will check the courses that you took in order to be sure that your profile is adapted. Second thing you have to think about is that double degrees means double validation. And maybe that here, your course, the coordinator of your course in electrical engineering will not agree to recognize courses taken in mechanical engineering. And in this case, it would mean that when you come back, you have much more semesters to do, which is not good.
The question is for because in mechanical engineering, you have the sustainable energy process. The program.
Okay, again, this is not important. Why? When I've shown the application, the research application fields, there are students, they are doing computer science engineering. They will do data and artificial intelligence in the last year, and then they work in the energy sector. Because you can work in the energy sector even though you are not specialized in the field of energy. They also need the competences of people who are able to apply machine learning and artificial intelligence to manage energy systems. Same from applied mathematics. There is a group at ENSA, they are doing operation research, and it's applied to energy. So it's not because you are not a mechanical engineer that you can't do energy. So don't focus about that. Just think about the suitability of your profile, of your course here and at ENSA, more than the field of application.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good afternoon.
Just
Do I need to be at the 5th period, at the 5th semester of my graduation here in Brazil to apply, or can I be later? Can I apply later than that?
We said it's a minimum.
So-
Minimum 5 fifth period, and to enter the program in France, minimum 7 validated. So it can be more. You can do apply during the 6th, for example. Yeah.
Os editais vão abrir para alunos do 6º e 7º períodos. Esse é o ponto. No ato da inscrição, vocês precisam estar no 6º ou 7º período. Período, para a gente, é de acordo com o total de créditos que você tem. Não é quanto tempo você está na UFRJ, é quantos créditos vocês já validaram aqui. Então, você se inscreve no 6º ou no 7º, vai viajar, se inscreve no 6º, completa o 6º, faz o 7º, viaja no 8º. Então, viaja no 8º, no que seria o seu 8º ou 9º.
And there's another question. Is there a certain time when I come back to Brazil, I need to finish my course? Like I have 6 months to finish my course since I come back to Brazil, or do I have to be, or does it need to be longer than that? Or something like that.
When you come back to Brazil, you have to do at least 1 semester at the university. You cannot finish everything in France and stay in France if you want. No, you have to come back to Brazil. If you do not come back to Brazil to finish your course, you will not receive your diploma from UFRJ, you will not receive your diploma from France. You will have nothing.
And there's a maximum time for me to finish the course? It's like...
When you come back?
Yes.
Yes, usually, because you have to talk to our partners that you finish your course here. And they have an ideal amount of time that you must finish your course here. The idea at most 1 year. If you take more than 1 year to finish your course here in Brazil, it's something wrong. Okay, usually the students, when they come back to Brazil, they finish in 1 semester or at most 2 semesters. If you take more than this, you must explain why this occurs, so you talk to the partners and explain what the thing is going to.
Thank you very much.
For the math student is different. They can finish the course there, but they have to come back to celebrate. I just say colação de grau. But they can finish there. They don't need to spend a semester.
Mathematics, they work a little bit different, okay? Students from mathematics, as Stefanella said, you must finish everything, but you have to come to take your degree, fazer a colação de grau, e essas coisas.
So the proficiency requirement for the Braftech scholarship is to have a B1 level in French. Is the requirement different for the IFL scholarship or the French government?
For IFL, there is no requirement. You just need to have language certificates. But again, if you don't speak French at the moment of the application, it's not a problem.
So the IFL scholarship is purely academic also?
Yeah. Profile and science profile and academic performance.
So am I eligible for both scholarships if I just enter the admission process?
Yeah, usually the admission, the IFL results is beginning of April, so that it's possible for the university to select other students for Braftech.
Okay, so it's just one program. So
yeah, we do optimization of the scholarships.
Okay, so that's it.
Bom, pessoal, obrigado pela presença de todos. Como eu disse, o edital do IP Paris, na Escola Politécnica. Pessoal, tem gente da matemática aqui ainda? Todo mundo ficou? Tem. Então, o pessoal da matemática, a Stefanella, que coordena tudo isso, ela vai orientar vocês, não só a matemática, mas do CCMN de uma forma geral. Na Escola Politécnica, a gente vai abrir sempre no 2º semestre, tá? Vai ser divulgado pelo Poli e-mail de vocês, vai estar na página nossa de editais, tá? Tanto o duplo diploma quanto o Braftech. São editais diferentes que selecionam coisas diferentes. O duplo diploma, o Braftech é a mobilidade de 1 ano. Tá? Qualquer dúvida, vocês podem mandar para a gente, né? E vocês têm os contatos também das escolas. Né? Thank you for your work, for the information, and that's it.
Thank you. Welcome. I'm glad to have you had a lot. Yeah. Even more than that. But you know, it's like maybe the snowball process.
Yeah, I believe
this. Yeah, one had the chance to go and then discuss with the others and so on.
Because in the first beginning, at the first beginning of everything here, when I remember, we have